Look, I'll be upfront with you. I like cruising. I used to work in the QE2 from Southampton to New York back in the 60s. We didn't have any sickness problems then. I've worked on many ships. I've worked on the Oriana for P&O. I've worked on a load of British ships, mostly. I've worked on German cargo ships back then when I wanted to see the world. I worked on Australian and American and Canadian ships of all kinds. We never had no virus. Now, back in those days, in the 60s, it was all British Seamen's Union, which I had to join before I got on the ship. And there was no sicknesses because my stepfather was one of the top chefs on P&O. And these people were very clean. They supervised everything right. They had some crew from Goa, India, as I remember, but they were very well supervised. Now, today's ships, most of the working crew, as I understand, are Filipino and Indonesian with some people from India. I don't know what exact part. And I have been on some of these ships to have a look at them as a journalist and a foreign correspondent. I've talked to the passengers and I've talked to crew members, especially officers and that. And the general consensus is that these people are not hygienic or clean. It's not a nice thing to say, but where they come from, they do not wash their hands when they touch things or when they go to the toilets and that. And I'm not generalizing, and I'm not being racist. But as a reporter, it's my job to inform people and protect my fellow countrymen and protect the general public for what I discover. That's what good journalism is all about. Now, these cruise ships that come in, the vast majority of them are owned by one family in Florida. I know who they are. They know who they are. And that includes most of the ships, the Princess lines, the Cunard lines, the Holland America lines. I'm trying to remember all the different lines because I can't always remember all the different names of the shipping company lines. But I would say about 9 out of 10 of the big ships, or 8 out of 10 are owned by this one group out of Florida. The other one is owned by another group out of Florida, and that's the Royal Caribbean. Now, if you look at as this lawyer has put, that handles these lawsuits, and if you look at the CDC reports, which by law have to be reported, you will see that no cruise is safe. And look, I'm not anti-cruise. I'm not anti-business. I'm very pro-business. And and I like, my son and I have been from Florida to Bimini to all over the Caribbean before on our own boats. And we love boating, but we don't like getting sick. And if you go on a cruise today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the chance of getting sick is almost inevitable. Now, of course, the people that own the cruise companies, the billionaires and the multi-millionaires, are not going to go on those cruises. They've got their own luxury yachts if they want to go out, and they don't have norovirus happening. That should tell you something. What I'm trying to do is alert people. If you look on this page, I didn't write those reports. I'm doing what a good reporter and a good radio shock jock is supposed to do, whether it's me, Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage, or anybody else. And I'm alerting the public that love to go on a cruise, that they have a good chance of going into miserable hell. And that's what this is all about. I would like to say that cruising is safe. I would like to say you go on these big, beautiful ships that are really nice hotels that the super rich don't usually go on. They're mass floating hotels to cram in, just like a sports arena, as many bodies as they can to get money out of. And from what I've heard, a lot of the staff, including in the purser section and the higher ranks and the doctors and the higher captains, are anything but caring and friendly. This is not news. What I'm doing is exposing the veritas, the truth, which is what good reporting's all about. You can decide for yourself. But for what I see, cruising ain't safe anytime, anywhere, any ship.